Hey, welcome to our essential holiday cooking class. I'm really excited to share this information with you for a couple of reasons. One, because I love essential oils, and two, because I love food. So it's a perfect combination for me. In fact, we started using essential oils just for our health, just medical and wellness issues that we were dealing with. But when I found out that I could use them in cooking too, it was like Christmas for me. So it's really exciting to be able to combine these two loves that I have into something that's healthy and is actually beneficial for my family. So we're going to jump right in. I guess I should introduce myself first. I am Libby Glancy. I am a premier wellness advocate with doTERRA, and I'm also a holistic health coach. And so my full-time job is to help people feel good. It's a fabulous, fabulous job, and I really love it. I love meeting new people and being able to share these tools that help them in all aspects of their journey. So we are going to jump in here, and I'm going to share my screen. I have a little slideshow presentation, and I had promised that I'm going to keep it to 30 minutes because I know that your time is important, and I want you to be able to make the most of it. So here we are, essential holiday cooking. And I love these classes to be interactive. I'm not sure if you guys are hearing me properly. So if you want to there's a little chat screen that you can pull up there and just let me know if you're hearing this so that I know that, let me make sure my sound is turned up as well so that we can hear each other. All right. So essential holiday cooking. And I mentioned this before, I love being able to share essential oils and share these tools with many different types of people and people from all over the country and all over the world that have received significant improvements in their health and wellness by using essential oils. And I know that I do this class because I know that the holidays, especially in the US, are their time of gathering, right? We get together with our family and our friends, and we love on each other and just love to be together. But it also can be kind of a stressful time emotionally. Many people, myself included, have some struggles around food and being able to have a healthy relationship with food. And so it can be kind of a fearful, anxious time as well, worried about weight gain or digestive issues or whatever else other issues we're dealing with. And so I give you this class to help you see that you can be empowered in your health and that you can give yourself the gift of health. You can give other people the gift of health by sharing these recipes and these tips that we're going to go over today. So all I ask of you is that you keep an open mind and just be ready to maybe change things up a little bit for yourself. For the holidays, for your celebrations, sometimes we can get stuck into our traditions, but I want you to be able to create some new traditions this year. So this is what we're going to cover in the class. We're going to do briefly the benefits and some safety tips for cooking with essential oils. We're going to talk about which oils are really pure enough to use when you're cooking, because there's a difference. There is one thing that's going to make or break your success with cooking with oils, and we are going to go over that completely fully. We will also talk about which oils to use in the kitchen, and those suggestions will be not just for holiday cooking, but for all kinds of cooking. I have some recipes to share with you and some substitutions so that in your own cooking, maybe you do have some foods that you just have to have at the holidays, you will be able to substitute essential oils in for those some of your typical ingredients. And then finally, I'll have a challenge and a gift for you at the end. So stick with us to the end. And if you have questions, please do just post them in that chat function, that chat bar, and we'll be able to get them answered. So number one, the benefits of cooking with essential oils. If you've been to any of our other essential oil classes, we talk a lot about the therapeutic benefit of oils. And when used properly, then you can receive the same potent benefits, therapeutic benefits from using them in your food. So some of those include digestion. There's also immune support and even sugar and blood sugar and hormone balancing, inflammation, having a healthy inflammatory response. All of those things can truly make your food healthful. Also, oils are amazing at flavor. It takes a very fraction of the amount of an essential oil as it would versus for an herb. So the potency is much better, and therefore the shelf life. If you keep herbs like I used to keep herbs, sometimes I'd get to the back of my herb closet or my herb cupboard and be like my spice cabinet and kind of laugh thinking, okay, when was the last time I used this particular herb? What was I had? I had some mace. That's an herb that I had purchased, or a spice that I had purchased for a specific recipe. I had to buy a whole big container of it, and I used it once, and it sat in the back of my cabinet for how long? And lost a lot of its potency just by sitting in the cabinet. The cool thing about oils is that they don't have that kind of a shelf life. Their shelf life is much longer. They keep their potency for a much longer time, and therefore every time you use it, you're going to get the same benefit from it. And it's pretty cost effective. These oils literally are pennies per drop. And since you're only using one drop in a big pot of soup or a big cake or whatever you're making it in, it will be very, very cost effective for you to use this. And we're going to talk here in a bit about this, what this beyond organic means. That's a pretty big issue for me. So let's first talk about the precautions of using essential oils. And there's just a few of them here. So we touched on it a little bit before, that potency issue, that because oils are so concentrated, it doesn't take very much. And especially with some of the spicy oils, if you use even more than a drop or two, you're going to not enjoy your food most likely, because it will be too hot to eat, spicy level. So really you just need to be careful and follow the directions. If it says only use a toothpick full of the oil, start with the toothpick and then work up from there if you want a little bit stronger flavor. You do need to be careful when you're using any of the citrus oils, because they can break down plastics. So if you're making, what's an example? Oh, one of the recipes we have is an orange curd. So if you're making an orange curd, you're going to want to make that in a glass container or a metal container even, because the citrus oil can break down that plastic, and then it will affect the flavor of your end result of your orange curd. So just be cautious with that. Precautions on the flavor. Sorry, I'm trying to follow my own notes here. Precautions on the flavor is that because it's so potent, some of the oils taste different from what you are used to in an herb form. The one that comes to my mind right now is cilantro oil. It is so potent and concentrated in its oil form that I can't use a full drop in salsa. I use a toothpick full, and that helps with the flavor. And then the last thing here is smoke point, and I actually have a couple of slides on smoke point, because this is, remember I said that one thing? We're going to talk about that one thing that will make or break your recipe. So first, I want to touch on the purity and the potency of these oils. Again, if you've been to any of my other essential oil classes, we talk about this, that the FDA, it doesn't monitor essential oils. It doesn't do anything to keep them, whether it's pure or not. The label can say whatever it wants to say. Vegetable oils are somewhat monitored because they're considered a food. They're not a supplement. And so the foods are a little bit more closely monitored. You'll see labels like organic and non-GMO and first pressed, those kind of give you an indicator of the purity of the vegetable oil. But essential oils don't have that kind of labeling. And if they do, it's not monitored by the FDA. The FDA doesn't, because it's a supplement. The FDA doesn't say anything about what's on the label for essential oils. So what do you do about it? Well, if you're like me, it can be kind of overwhelming to be worried about what's in my food. I want my food to be healthy. I want it to truly benefit my family. So that is why I turned to doTERRA essential oils. Is almost 100% of the reason, probably at least 75% of the reason that I use doTERRA essential oils exclusively in my home is because of their purity, because they have a testing process that is unmatched. Nobody does it like doTERRA. And I encourage you to go out and look and see if anybody does this. Do they do chemical tests? Do they do physical tests, contamination tests, and ongoing stability tests, and third-party tests? I didn't put that in the slide, but the third-party testing is pretty key to me to know that it's not just the company saying that it's pure. There's an unbiased third party that says this essential oil is what it says it is. And CPTG, as you can see from this graph, is a very, very small percentage of the market. You can get essential oils from a lot of places, but doTERRA is the only one that has the transparency to show you what exactly is in your essential oil. And that's a big deal when you're putting it in your body. Pretty important. We're trying to get rid of toxins. We're trying to cut down on the negative things we're putting into our body. And this is one way that I do it, by using doTERRA. What you can look for when you are deciding which oils are safe to put in your body is, I've taken a picture here of 3 different bottles. They're doTERRA bottles. You can see there the CPTG, Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, that shows that. But instead of showing the front label, I want you to see this back label, because this will tell you if you can take the oil internally or not. So in this first one, you can see down below, it says diffuse aromatically or to apply topically, dilute with fractionated coconut oil. You see that at the very bottom of the, right? So this is a blend that's meant to be used aromatically or topically. It doesn't say internally there. Here again, I believe this might be, I don't know what oil this is in the middle actually. Oh, eucalyptus. Look at the ingredients. All else fails, sorry. So this is eucalyptus oil that's to be used aromatically or topically, again, with fractionated coconut oil. Well, on the left, do you see the difference? I hope you're picking up on that difference. The supplement facts. This is lavender oil that can be taken internally. So if you see that little box that says supplement facts, then you know it's safe to be used internally. You can also see just down at the very bottom, as the bottle's curving around, it says for internal use, dilute 1 drop in 4 ounces of liquid. So that's another indicator that it can be used internally. All right. Okay, next slide. Oh, what's it's doing? That's kind of funky. Oh, great. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. Is smoke point. So I told you I was going to tell you the one thing, and I guess there's actually 2 things. So the first thing is the purity. That will make or break your recipes. The second thing is smoke point. If you're not familiar with smoke point, goodness, sorry, my computer's being funky. That is the temperature at which the oils start to break down and they lose therapeutic benefit. So vegetable oils, you've heard of smoke point, I'm sure, for coconut oil, for olive oil, for grapeseed oil. They all have smoke point, and it's different depending on the vegetable. Some of them have a higher smoke point. And you need to be careful, because for vegetable oils, if you cross that smoke point, it can actually damage the oil enough that it becomes toxic to your body. So you want to be really careful with that when you're cooking. But essential oils, they have a smoke point as well, but it's not dangerous when you go over the smoke point of essential oils. They just lose their therapeutic benefit and diminish the flavor. So you just want to be kind of careful with that. And the key indicator for smoke point, a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to give you a table here that shows you temperatures. And it's, you know, the temperatures are good to know, like when you're baking or when you know exactly what temperature you're going to be baking something at. Cooking is a little bit harder because we don't usually check the temperature exactly. It's, you know, put it on medium high or low temperatures. So you'll know you've gone over the temperature if the oil starts to smoke. And that's how you can tell with vegetable oils, is that it will start to smoke. Even butter, right? Even animal fats have a smoke point, where when they start to smoke, that's the smoke point. That's why they call it that. And that's when the oil is starting to break down. And so you'll want to bring the heat down at that point, or before that point if you can. So here's the smoke point table, and don't worry about copying all this down, because I'm going to be giving you something at the end that has all this information in it. I just wanted you to see, just kind of give you an idea here that, you know, avocado oil has a really high smoke point, 520 degrees, whereas some of those unrefined oils have a lower smoke point. And so those are the oils that you'd want to cook at a lower temperature. Olive oil or grapeseed oil is a really nice oil. Olive oil is a really nice, virgin olive oil is really nice because it has a higher smoke point, and so you can cook at higher temperatures with it. So this is the essential oil smoke points, and these are approximate, but notice how low they are, right? Citrus oils, you can't go above 99 degrees, about 100 degrees. The leafy, the herb oils, spice oils, those kinds of things, you can't go above about 170 degrees. So that seems, you'd think that would really limit how you cook. However, the cool thing is that when you mix essential oils with vegetable oils, it increases the smoke point of the essential oil by up to 100 degrees. So that will really help with your cooking process and not having to worry so much about damaging the therapeutic benefit that you're trying to achieve with your essential oil. The one thing about the citrus oils that I found is that a lot of the recipes that I use have you use essential oils at the end of the cooking process. So you use it as a glaze, or you use it as a dipping sauce, that kind of thing. You're not actually cooking the oils, and so that really helps, especially those citrus oils, helps maintain their therapeutic benefit. And oh, sorry, this little thing here, just typical cooking temperatures for some of the common foods. So you can see here, you know, the breads, those kinds of things, vegetable soups. So 212 degrees isn't that hot really, but being able to add your essential oil to the cooking oil will help with that smoke point and help you maintain that therapeutic benefit. So here's just some ideas, right? Allow it to cool before stirring in, making a butter or a spread. I love that idea too. And doTERRA has some really awesome recipes for some savory or some sweet butter spreads on their website. If you go to their blog, it's a great, great resource for cooking, as well as other things. All right, so let's talk really quickly here. So we're talking about the holidays, right? Holiday cooking with oils at the holidays. And I don't know about you, but I run into problems when I'm around my family and my friends. We love to eat together, and I can just get talking and laughing and enjoying, and there's food in front of me, and I'm just eating and not really paying attention to how much food is actually going into my body. And so when I get to the end of the event, the end of the evening, I can sometimes have some pretty gnarly digestive issues. We'll just put it that way. So one thing that I've found is that when and that I'm making a conscious, you know, it's a conscious effort. It's something that you really have to work on, and it's a lifestyle change, is that I purposefully, because most of these events are potluck, right? They ask you to bring something, a main dish, a side dish, a dessert, something to contribute to the meal. I will bring 1, 2, maybe even sometimes 3 foods that I know I can eat safely. And I'll put essential oils in them to help with the digestive issues. Also, the putting essential oils into a recipe makes it so that you can cut down on the amount of fat and sugar in the recipe. I know, blow your mind. It does that because when we're eating a food, our taste buds, they're craving flavor, right? Our brain craves that flavor, and to get that hit, that dopamine hit of the flavor. And when we're using just herbs, then we have to rely on the fat and the sugar to activate the flavor bud, the taste buds, right? When you use essential oils, because the flavor is so potent and it's so pure, it's a pure flavor, our bodies react really well to it, and we don't need that hit from the sugar or the fat. You still need some just for the cooking process, right? If you need caramelization or you need some emulsifying effect in whatever you're making, you still need those other nutrients. But by adding essential oils to it, you can reduce the amount of the fat and the sugar. So it's pretty cool that it works that way. And here is just a short list of some of the oils that support digestion. And you can see here it's very, right, everything from sweet to savory. We have some dill. That turmeric is amazing. So great to be able to add that because it's not just digestive, it's giving our body more support. And so it truly is making our food healthful. All right, so you want to improve your holiday celebrations with essential oils. Isn't this a beautiful picture? I love this. So what I'm going to do is, oh, sorry, I already kind of talked about this. So you get more flavor, right? Reduce the fat, sugar and fat. And you get this therapeutic benefit by substituting essential oils into your recipes. Better immune support. We all know when we're around our family and our friends at the holidays, has this ever happened to anyone? You get home from the party, you're just feeling great because you just saw Aunt Sarah and big hugs and right, all those wonderful things. By the next morning, you're feeling that little scratch in your throat because Aunt Sarah was coughing all over everybody. Never happened, right? Okay, it happens to me a little too frequently. So I know that by having these essential oils in my food, I'm just giving my body more immune support. I'm not going to say it's not going to keep you from getting sick. You might still get sick if somebody coughs in your face. However, your body is going to be better able to handle it because you are using these oils, not just in your food, but I'm hoping that you're diffusing them in your home. I'm hoping that you are rolling them on your body and rolling them on your kids and putting them on your pets and putting them in your cleaners and using them for so many things to eliminate the toxins from your environment and allow your body to do what it's supposed to do. So here's a substitution list for those favorite holiday recipes that you have. Again, don't worry about writing this all down. This is just for some eye candy, I guess, for you to look at it and be like, ooh, look, I can use 1 drop of cinnamon oil instead of a whole tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Okay, just for you to look at that briefly, because I have something for you here. We're almost done here at the end to share with you on how to get some really great recipes, and the substitution list, smoke point list, all of that is in this little gift that I have for you at the end here. So I'm still not sure if Morgan is able to hear me. Morgan, do you have any questions, or anybody else that's jumped on since we've started? Do you have any questions about using oils in your cooking? I'm not seeing anything in the chat window. Okay, so I'm going to take that as a no. But you guys all know that I'm available. You can email me, text me, contact me on Facebook, call me if you have my cell phone number. If you have questions, I'm always, always, always happy to answer questions. And truly, there are no stupid questions. Trust me, I've asked every question possible. And it's just about learning and gaining more information so that we can make better choices. So here's the challenge and the giveaway. I'm going to be sending you a link to a video that I created that has, I do 4 different little segments of how to cook with essential oils and 4 different, 3 recipes and then a tip section. So I encourage you to watch it. It's only about 20 minutes long, if that. Pretty short video. And once you've watched that, then I want you to download the Essential Holiday ebook. And it has many, many, many recipes. I had to pare it down a little bit because it was getting kind of big with all of my favorites, but some of my favorites are in there. And that is your gift. I'm just giving that to you just for being my friend or participating in this cooking video. If you're watching this later, please do contact me either on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, and leave a comment. Let me know that you want that holiday essential holiday ebook, and I will send it to you. There's no obligation for anything on that. I just really want you to have the recipes. So then your challenge is to prepare one of the recipes, either from the video, the ebook, go to the doTERRA website, even just prepare your favorite holiday recipe and substitute essential oils for it using the guidelines that we've talked about. Substitute an essential oil and send me a picture, post it on our Facebook group. Make sure to put it on your personal page. I love for you to celebrate the awesome things that you do, and everything on Facebook isn't always positive. So being able to share a picture of something that you created that's going to bring joy and happiness to your family and friends, that's a really positive thing to be sharing on Facebook. So make sure to share it on your personal page too. If you aren't on Facebook, you can send the recipe and the picture to 3 friends who you think will appreciate it. So text it to them, email it to them, whatever. Just share it with them. That's your challenge. All I'm asking you to do today. So I hope that this has helped you. I'm going to click over here one more. I have a little, here we go. These are the links from where I have some of the recipes and where I got some of this information as far as how to use the oils safely and so forth. But thank you for joining us. And again, watch for that link. I'm going to be sending it out here in just a little bit. Link to the video on using on the recipes for essential oils, as well as how to download the Essential Holiday Cooking ebook. All right. You guys have a lovely, lovely holiday season. Stay well, and let me know if you have any questions.